All right, well, thank you for doing this with me. I'm here with Mike Brandon from the Mystery Lights. How
That's
are you,
me.
how are you doing today?
I'm good. Thank you for
Are,
having me on.
are you in New York right now?
Yeah, I'm in New York. I'm at a sauna.
No, nice, nice, nice. So how did the band initially get together? I know you're from California originally, but
Yeah,
how did you guys land in New York City?
Ellie and I are we started the band in California with our buddy Joe, who was the original bass player.
Mhm.
Um, and then after about feels like 7, 8, 9 years of that, of us kind of just playing around locally. We didn't really release much, just kind of MySpace demos and stuff. The band kind of came to a halt, and I decided might, might as well go to New York and see what's cooking over there, and maybe start something new. So the band pretty much ended,
I
and I
see.
moved out to New York, and I got convinced LA to come out as well. And when we were in New York City, we thought, why not start the band again out there? So we got the permission from Joe, our old bassist, and we found new members and kind of did a kept the band alive, and the philosophy of what the Mystery Light stood for when we were teenagers.
I see. Great. That's
So
awesome because I
yeah,
love
we've been
the
and we've
sound.
been here, and we've been here for like maybe like a decade now. So it's
Yeah,
been
right.
it's kind of feels it's definitely home for sure.
Very cool.
So yeah,
How does Purgatory, your new album, match up to 2019's Too Much Tension? What's different about it? What's the same about it?
there's a lot of differences. It's We had a longer break. So after 2020, when we came back from the Too Much Tension tour, we were all pretty burnt out because we had been touring since 2016 consistently with no breaks. And when we came back, the world shut down. And it was a perfect timing for us to kind of just chill because we needed it really badly. So after 2 years of kind of like chilling, we decided, hey, we had a couple of riffs and ideas. We said, let's get back in the studio and maybe let's do something. So the differences that you're going to catch are the inspirations that hit us during that time, which is I think we kind of like almost in a weird way recreated ourselves.
Hmm.
We uh, There's no limitations now, and we kind of took it back to the basics of why we started in the first place, which was just to have fun playing music together and making it fun and bluesy and simple, catchy, and also experimenting too, not only instrumentally but also vocally, lyrically, melodically. So on this new record, I think we really honed in on that and explored a little more on what we're capable of. So with my vocals, I sing in like five different voices, in different styles. And I
Yeah.
sing high, I sing low, I sing mid. I got our fuzz tones are even crazier because we got Wayne Gordon back. So Wayne Gordon produced the third record, who he did the last two records, and his techniques for fuzz sounds and stuff are just insane. So
Yeah. Yeah.
it's going to be a big amplification from the last one. Everything hits harder, and I think yeah, it's different but also similar. It's still going to have the same energy as all the stuff we've done. You can't shake that.
Cool. No, I'm really digging the sound of the band, and it reminds me of, Velvet Underground
Oh
completely.
yeah, that's our number one. Our number one.
Yeah.
Me in LA, that's kind of been like our number one. Just when we first started and up until now, I think we would throw them into the biggest inspiration with that scratchy guitar tones and the yeah. We're big fans of Velvets.
Yeah, it's very retro in regards to like going back in time a little bit, with the sound, the band sound.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we working with Daptone and Wick Records. We they chase that. Well, they pretty much the way that they track bands are kind of the way that they tracked them in the '60s. So it's just like very minimal miking, an overhead mic and a bass drum mic on the drums, and then no digital pedals. It's all very analog and tape, and so it's got that timeless sound, and then mixed with our influences, which is we come from our love for like bands like the Monks, Captain Beefheart, Velvet Underground, all that.
Hmm.
So it's just all kind of like we're inspired by that stuff. So it's definitely going to seep into our recording process and how it sounds.
It's amazing. Speaking of Daptune Records, how'd you get signed to them?
They we had a show at Union Pool, New York, Summer Thunder show, and one of our friends, Christiana, shout out, who worked at Daptune at the time, she had seen us and she told them that they should come and check us out. And so Wayne Gordon, Neil Sugarman, Mikey Post, they all came through and saw us perform. And afterwards, they approached us and they invited us back to the studio to hang out, have a couple beers, and listen to some music. And when we went back to the studio, we shared our love for old moody 60s garage rock and roll, fuzzed out tones, and talking about how like they weren't make there's not a lot of people making music like that. I mean, there are a few, of course, but the hard hitting, soulful backed garage rock is kind of been lost almost, and like maybe there's too much use on the reverb and stuff. So they ran an idea by us that they wanted to start a new label and kind of that had the same the same kind of the same philosophy as Daptone, right? Of how they approach soul. They want to like kind of do it the way they did in the 60s, and they thought they would start a new label subsidiary called Wick, and that they wanted to see if we wanted to be the first band. So we agreed almost instantly. I mean, we definitely didn't hesitate. And we did a single that led to a 3 record contract.
Very
So
cool.
yeah, it's very cool. It couldn't have been a better place for us to land, because before that we were kind of homeless in terms of record label.
But that's a good thing too, because being indie is not a bad thing, but
No. We probably would have ended up just putting shit out ourselves, because at
right.
some point, we kind of like nobody was really giving us the time of day, and then I think the Wick Records connection was just exactly what we needed. I think there's a right time, right place.
You were talking about the garage rock scene. I mean, the Strokes kind of brought that back in the early 2000s, but you guys are bringing more of a vintage sound back with it. Would you agree that the Strokes had something to do with the revolutionizing the garage rock scene?
I think there's a lot more than just the Strokes, but yeah, on the mainstream for sure they had a little bit of that. But there are a lot of bands, even like the Gories, the Mummies, and all those kind of bands in the '90s, that 2000s, that were kind of keeping things like that alive. And Mark Sultan, King Kong Barbecue, of course. And there's a lot of like really great bands out there that kind of had that kind of abided by that philosophy of the old psych soul stuff. Um, but yeah, I guess on a mainstream level, maybe maybe that first record or something. But it doesn't. It's still it does it is a little different, isn't it? Like it doesn't have the same R&B feel. It's almost it definitely felt contemporary to me. The Stroke stuff,
Oh
in
yeah,
a good way, in a great way. I mean that record's great for sure.
right. Um, how does the band come up with the lyrics? Is it a whole process
Sorry
of,
about that. Motorcycles.
oh, it's okay, it's okay.
But Black Keys and the first Black Keys record, and just I just thought of this right now, but the first Black Keys record kind of had that old blues feel that we were digging on for
Oh
sure.
yeah,
And
for
White
sure.
Stripes kind of did some of that, like Dead Leaves on the Dirty Ground. That was pretty.
Yeah,
That was, I think that was even almost closer than the Strokes to that old feel.
yeah,
Yeah,
the garage rock. Yeah.
yeah.
I love
Sorry
it.
about that, Robert.
No,
I
no,
just
no,
thought about it.
no problem. Um, Actually, before I get into this next question, I want to ask you, do you think you guys are anonymous right now? And it's gonna change in a very, very short period of time, I have a feeling.
Oh wow.
Do you think it's rock scene will ever claim a comeback in the States? Because right now it's just like overproduced pop and hip hop.
Yeah, I do think it'll make a comeback. I mean, it's happening now, but I mean, on a mainstream level, I do think that it's maybe time for that to come back a little bit, because you hear a lot of hip hop artists sampling old rock and roll songs and stuff, soul songs. So I think that could happen, yeah. But there are a lot of other great groups I think that just get overlooked. So it would be kind of, yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing a little bit more wild rock and roll you know, in the mainstream.
It seems
You know?
like every so often we have a band that breaks, but then they kind of fade away. Like
Yeah, yeah.
Kings of Leon is a good example. They haven't really,
Oh,
I don't know. I don't think they stayed on top of the true sound, you know?
yeah.
Uh, who else am I thinking of? Just like the early garage rock scene too. Like the Strokes aren't really doing much anymore,
Mm.
and I don't know what's going to happen to make it pivot to a rock scene again, but something will have to make way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, shoot. Could you imagine?
You could be in charge of that. You could be in charge. You could be the lead of this whole genre again.
I mean, there's so many great artists out there that deserve um, more attention, I think. But I would definitely accept it. And I would try to do it right, you know. But
How does the band come up with the lyrics, and is it a whole process, or do you bounce ideas off of one another?
the lyrics will usually come from me, just my crazy mind, conversations and stuff. But this one, actually, this new record was a little fun because Wayne Gordon, he's pretty good with lyrics, and we would bounce off a bunch of ideas off each other, bounce ideas off each other. Yeah, like
Hmm,
some he came up, helped me kind of shape perspect perspectives and stuff in some of the songs. Yeah,
amazing. Um,
but it's mostly just yeah, like a mostly after the instrumentals are all written and stuff, the ideas come to me and I'll write them out. I love lyrics, my favorite thing to do.
cool, cool. How long did it take to put the new record together?
Um, well, we were writing slowly out of the pandemic, out of it, just a few songs here and there. But once things got cooking, once we got Wayne back on board and
Mhm.
started to get demos together, I'd say it took about 12 months, like a year,
Oh, it's not
to
too bad.
like, no, I mean, it definitely took a little longer in terms of having ideas and writing and trying to get Wayne on board and, that kind of thing. But like, once everybody said, let's do a record, is about 12 months.
Cool. Um, what can we expect from you guys after album release? Are you guys gonna go on a a full out tour, or what's the
Oh
deal?
yeah. Oh yeah, big time. We got our record coming out Friday. We have the record release show, and then about a week and a half, 2 weeks after that, we're gonna do a European UK tour that will lead into a West Coast tour. We're gonna hit the West Coast, and
Cool.
that'll end the year. And then 2025 we'll go back to Europe and do Spain and all of the festival circuit. We'll do hit the East Coast. There's talks of Australia. There's talks of Asia. So we're trying to hit everything. Yeah, we'll definitely try to tour the world on the new record, as much of the world as we can, at least for sure.
Right, right. And I think it's important to hit the European nation first because that's where I think people are more accepting of music, I think. And then
Yeah,
it comes translated to the States, you know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah. It's a little bit of yeah. States are take a little bit more time. It's kind of like the UK. Europe, they're ready to rock. Like we definitely have a built-in crowd there and make more money there than anywhere. And US is catching on though for sure, definitely catching on. But it's been taken a while to
Oh, for
get them
sure. For
get
sure.
them out to the shows.
What are your favorite New York City venues to play? And I know you guys are based in
Oh,
Brooklyn, right? Or are you
mhm.
guys in Queens?
Yeah, we're all based in Ridgewood, Queens.
Nice.
Yeah, well, like in that area vicinity. Um, yeah, TVI is a great one. That's what we're playing on Friday.
Love it.
Um, had a lot of fun playing Our Wicked Lady Rooftop, like a ton of memorable shows there that we did. Um, and Alphaville's back. That's cool. I would say TVI though is definitely top. It's
Yeah.
very fun. I'm probably missing a handful. Um,
It's
I don't
fair.
know. Oddly enough, Bowery Ballroom actually is kind of okay. Like the sound, there's something about that room. It feels warm and sounds warm.
It's a
It's
classic
different
venue.
than Classic. Yeah, and we played Music Hall Williamsburg, which is ran by the same people, but for some reason the Bowery Ballroom room just feels nice. So I don't mind that place. But yeah, TVI is probably top for sure. That's why we're doing our record release there.
Cool. Well, I hope to see you there this Friday, right? Correct?
Oh yeah, you're gonna be there.
I will try to be there. I will be
Oh,
there.
you gotta be there.
Because I
Come,
do
come,
not want to
definitely.
miss your live show. I have not seen you guys live. I've seen the
Oh
thing
wow.
live, but I haven't seen you guys live yet. So
Oh yeah, it's the thing.
and the thing totally recommends you. You're number one on their list.
That's so cool of them. Yeah, I saw that little clip that clip. I yeah, that's cool. Well, let me know when you get there. We'll hang out, and then that'll be fun.
Thank you for doing this. I appreciate it. Thanks for your time.
Yeah, of course. Is that all the questions?
That's it. That's all I have.
Well, heck yeah. Well, I'll see you on Friday.
All right, sounds good.
All right. Take care, brother. Have a good one.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.